On February 28, 2026, the world woke up to shocking news. The United States and Israel launched powerful airstrikes on Iran. Within hours, explosions were reported in major Iranian cities, and before the world could fully understand what was happening, Iran responded. What started as targeted strikes quickly turned into one of the most dangerous crises in the Middle East in recent years. Late at night, U.S. and Israeli fighter jets entered Iranian airspace. They targeted military bases, missile sites, and important security locations. According to officials, the goal was to weaken Iran's missile systems and military power. Huge explosions were seen in Tehran and other cities. Smoke filled the sky, and emergency services rushed to the scenes. The message was clear. This was not a warning. This was a direct military action. Soon after the strikes began, shocking reports started to spread. Iranian media confirmed that the country's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, had been killed during the attacks.
بعد از عمری مجاهدت حسینی و دائمی و خستگی ناپذیر روح بلند و ملکوتی کوه نستوه ولایت پدر مهربان امت رهبر و امام مسلمین حضرت آیت الله العظما سید علی حسینی خامنه‌ای در راه سربلندی حرم جمهوری اسلامی ایران شهد گوارای شهادت را نوشیدند و به ملکوت اعلی پیوستند.
This news changed everything. The conflict was no longer just about military targets. Now it had become deeply political and emotional. Across Iran, people gathered in anger and mourning, and the government promised a strong response. Iran did not wait long. Missiles and drones were launched toward Israeli territory, and U.S. military bases in the region. Air defense systems were activated across Israel and Gulf countries. Sirens were heard in several cities. Some missiles were intercepted, but others caused damage and casualties. This conflict has now spread beyond Iran. First, Iran directly targeted Israel. Ballistic missiles and drones were launched toward Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and other cities. Israel's air defense system intercepted many of the missiles, but some attacks reached civilian areas, causing casualties and property damage. After that, Iran's operations spread to other countries in the region. Reports emerged of missile strikes in the United Arab Emirates, especially targeting military sites and sensitive locations. Explosions were heard in major cities, spreading fear across the entire Gulf region. Iran targeted American and Israeli bases at different locations in the UAE, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Iraq, Oman, Cyprus, and Lebanon. Israel did not stop either. It launched missile and drone attacks on various locations in Iran, and many locations in Israel were attacked. As the fighting continued, reports of deaths and injuries increased. Military personnel were killed on both sides. Civilians were also caught in the chaos. Hospitals became crowded. Families waited for news. Fear began to spread across the region. People started asking, is this the beginning of a larger war? Then the situation became even more serious. Iran announced restrictions near the Strait of Hormuz. This is one of the most important oil routes in the world. Nearly 20% of global oil passes through this narrow waterway. As tensions increased, oil prices began to rise quickly. Global markets reacted immediately. Countries far away from the conflict started feeling the economic pressure. The crisis did not stay limited to just 3 countries. Armed groups allied with Iran began launching rockets toward Israel. Tensions increased in Lebanon and other nearby areas. Gulf countries raised their security levels. Saudi Arabia and other nations held emergency meetings. World leaders expressed serious concern. The United Nations called for calm and immediate de-escalation. China and European countries urged all sides to avoid further violence. Airlines canceled hundreds of flights due to safety concerns. Travel plans were disrupted. Investors became nervous. The world was watching closely. So far, there's been no official declaration of full war, but the strikes, counter-strikes, rising deaths, and global tension show how fragile peace really is. This crisis is no longer just about Iran, the United States, or Israel. It has become a global issue. The big question now is simple. Will diplomacy stop this conflict, or will the situation grow even bigger? Only time will tell.